Hi, my name is Janet Hadenosi, and I am a medical practitioner. I work as a psychiatric nurse for many years before I dive into medical school, and also I do work as a counselor, rehabilitation specialist, and also a therapeutic professional as well. I saw many news by many of our fellow Nigerians and other people around the world as well, in United Kingdom, in Canada, in regards to the issue of Osinachi death. And it worries me because, I just have to take a break from my clinic to make this video so that every one of us can be able to understand that this issue has to be dealt with. I know it has been a taboo for many Christians or many other believers to come forward and say that my husband, abused me, beats me. We do have females as well who go through the same issues in regards to them abusing their spouse, their husband. So it's not just the men. We have to clarify this. Osinaji's case is not the first, and I'm telling you, if things are not done accordingly, it won't be the last. We knew Osinaji's case because she was a gospel artist. There are many things going on behind closed doors. I don't want us to mix this up with anything. That's why I'm doing this video, and I will be doing numerous videos to attend to this issue, because voices must be heard. Many people are saying, oh, churches failed her, ministers of God failed her. Do you also know that these kind of issues do happen in the lives of the men of God, the women of God that you are referring to that has failed Osinachi? If you're not a Nigerian and you don't know Osinachi, she's a gospel artist who suffered allegedly, because I'm not in Nigeria, allegedly suffered domestic abuse in the hands of her husband for many years. A twin sister, her parents, they were outspoken about this. They want their voice to be heard, but not in the right channel when Osinachi was alive. So therefore, the husband of Osinachi was not stopped. Now, we must understand that domestic violence is not just an issue on its own. It's a symptoms of what we called anger. Many of us, we must realize that anger is an issue that destroys lives. You can take this time or use this medium to go on our website on Care Connects Clinic, www.care connects clinics clinics.com, www.careconnectclinic.com. We must realize that domestic violence is a symptom of an issue, ongoing issue. And before I would dive into that, let me take you to this medium. Many men of God and women of God that we are criticizing that they should have stopped Osinaji's husband from this abuse, most of them are victims of these issues as well. We must understand that we may see men of God and women of God on the pulpits. That doesn't mean they don't have issues behind closed doors. They need help as well. So please, I do understand how bitter Nigerian citizens are, and those in, abroad who understands this story, who witnessed this story, Osinachi's story. But the bottom fact and the issue that we must address is that there must be a stop to this. Women must be able to come forward to say, this is what I'm experiencing confidentially. We handle many confidentialities when it comes to domestic violence. And 2 years ago, I did a research project, and I spent about 3 years on this project from 2018, 2019 to 2020 on anger issues. And I want you to know that anger issue is the main problem when we're talking about domestic violence. Emotions that are not managed turns to symptoms such as domestic violence. Domestic violence is just one of the symptoms, so we must understand that. Many men, many women suffered without being able to voice out this is what is going on. I'll be doing series of videos like this, and if any of what we're discussing on these programs affects you, or you know anyone that it does affect, your loved ones, you personally, your families, your friends, please do contact us through the mediums that we're going to be making available underneath this video. So please scroll down. You can email us. It's going to be confidential. And you can also, send a text, speak to us, and we will be able to support you and take it further. We must say no to domestic violence. We must say no to issues such as what killed Osinachi. Anger destroys lives. Anger kills. Domestic violence do not erupt on its own. It's a symptom of anger that is not managed and that does not have any intervention approach that escalated to domestic violence. We have many crises of mental health problems as well. That is the symptoms of anger. Let me just go through one of the chapters of my book for you to see. This is it. I printed this in the office today. So this is not something that was written because Osinachi died. No. And if you look at our website, it wasn't created because Osinachi died. It's meant to raise awareness and increase the baseline of our citizens worldwide on how to manage our anger so that the issue and the incidents that happened to Osinachi would be minimized, in fact, eradicated. Osinachi has children. I understand she has 4 children. So it's not Osinachi that is just the victim. The children are the victims. The parents of Osinachi is a victim as well. I understand the mother is still alive. The sisters, the families, they are victims of this domestic violence. And now, if Osinachi's husband is incarcerated as well, this made it worse, or will make it worse for the children, because they have no mother who is dead, father who is in jail. So we must understand that something has to be done. And I am ready to support every individual. I'm ready to support every group that wants help so that Osinachi's case will not happen in any church, society, congregations, schools, families, and many more. What do we understand by anger? Before husband, who is allegedly to have been domestically abusing her for many years, could turn to domestic violence is because he couldn't manage his anger. I wrote about the nature of anger in the anger management journal that I did. I have course materials for that as well, that many people do enroll in our programs. And we must understand that when anger develops and when it progresses, that is when it leads to problems and issues such as domestic violence. We must understand that anger, is the normal emotions of a person. Don't get me wrong. Everyone has anger issues, but in a minimum to maximum. There's a scale for that. For example, when God made us, the book of Ephesians chapter 4 verse 26 says that it is normal to get angry to a certain extent. But when we have what it's called prolonged anger, then the anger becomes a sin and it becomes uncontrollable and can lead to domestic violence. Now, these emotions that individuals or women being possess is regarded as healthy emotions when you can manage your anger. And these emotions, when it gets out of control, that is when it's regarded as a problem or issue that have such symptoms as domestic violence. So listen to me. Domestic violence do not just occur on its own. Domestic violence happens because of uncontrollable anger. When Osinachi's husband cannot control his anger, then he began to fame. The anger continued to control him. Then he can lay his hands on anything that he can see. And if the victim is present, who they are actioning their anger towards, they use the victim as the target. That is why you have Osinachi's husband allegedly abusing a wife, his wife domestically. If the victim is not there, then you can see that when such anger is occurring in an individual's life, it's either they begin to punch the wall, they begin to, start to do crazy things when they're driving. They drive so hard, because something is going on in their brain. We must understand this. Now, if you look at one of my chapters that I wrote on the nature of anger, before it, develops to become a big problem, which one of it is domestic violence. Most often, anger occurs when an individual expectations are not met. Osinachi's husband will want everything to go his way. And the wife, Osinachi, God be with her soul, maybe saying, this is not the way. Quietly, emotionally, making her voice heard. And this will continue to escalate the anger in her husband. And it's erupted to domestic violence. And when anger occurs, it is often presented in a negative way, as I told you. People driving on the road, they're raging, the shouting, the driving very crazily, they lash out, they destroy anything around them, destroying cars, the they domestically abuse anyone around them. I also made it clear in this book. I said that the definition of anger supports the definition of two major scholars that I found out during my research 3 years ago, that defined anger as the normal human emotions which has the potential of leading to aggression. We must understand domestic violence is a result of an escalated aggression that was unmanaged. Then it becomes violence, such as Osinachi's case, as it was alleged. It's a pity that not many women or men that are experiencing domestic violence will come to you and voice out, because they are ashamed of themselves, one, because they are brainwashed in that category of the situation that they are the problem. That's why they deserve the beating. That's why they deserve the abuse. That's why they deserve the poaching, because they will be made to believe that. And from my experience as well, in the medical field and the counseling field, psychotherapy, I also understand that every individual is created on earth to have life expectations. And whether the life expectation is realistic or non-realistic, all individuals have their own unique expectations. Therefore, when an individual's ability in adjusting to life situations and expectations are not met, when they cannot achieve this, then they turn to violence. Now, I heard it that Osinachi's husband do not have a job. Therefore, it depends solely on the wife, Osinachi. So he controls the account. He controls where she would sink or not sink. Did you get that? Osinachi's husband do not stand up or wake up in a day to say, I don't want to get a job. Life situations would have warranted him to do that. And when things go other shape, then he needs a protective factor, using Osinachi as one that no one can take away from him. That's why you see him driving every family members of Osinachi away. Now listen to me. This should have been stopped. This should have been stopped. Because all evidences indicated that Osinachi's husband has been abusing her for so long, just as I've explained to you in the definition and understanding the nature of anger. Join me on part 2 of this program, and I would uncover more on how Osinachi's death could have been prevented, and understanding how it escalated to her death. If you are affected about Osinachi's death, or if you are experiencing domestic violence, get in touch with us. My name is Janet Adenusi. get in touch with us as soon as possible. Log on to our website, www.careconnectclinics. We care for you and we will connect with you. And don't worry, we have confidentiality procedures in place. Take care.